back to another one championship breakdown here for MyThai.org. It's been a while moving places. As you can see, things look a little bit different. Opting for the Charles Sonnen kind of thing here, setting for the videos should be a bit more relaxed. I'll watch a few more Uncle Jail videos, maybe that helps. Until then, breaking it down from the sofa right now, working on the studio setting. Hopefully that will be up next time. So yeah, there's a big card coming up, July 12th. One championship in Malaysia. And I'm gonna break down a few fights, not all of them. The first fight that I find really interesting, however, is a Muay Thai fight, obviously, because Muay Thai is my kind of martial art if I had to pick. And it's George Mann versus Sokro Petchyindee Academy. And George Mann is really big, really tall guy, tough guy, who gave a few, I think the fights that I've seen, he gave his Thai opponents almost like a lot of to handle, and usually the opponent has to get, of course, when you fight like a bigger guy, right, you have to go inside, body shots, try to take him down. And he always kept the Thai fighters at a distance, and he handled this very well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Sokro will do this. Sokro Petchyindee Academy, quite famous these days. Quite famous for having like this forward pressure style, typical Petchyindee fighter, I would say, because they're always very powerful. So it should be very interesting. I assume that Sokro will have studied previous fights of George Mann and hence know how to handle tall fighters, but size does matter sometimes. I'm going for Sokro here, simply because I'm in Thailand and he's a Thai fighter. And I think his technique and his power should be enough to go inside and take George Mann down. But George Mann, he looks very skinny because he fights in this low weight class. Sorry. But yeah, interesting fight. The second fight in the prelims that I want to mention is Kai Ting Chuang versus Janet Todd. Janet Todd seems always to be so close to getting a title shot, to being like the main card. She's always like somewhat in there, but then never actually really makes it. Kai Ting Chuang, also she fought, I think, Fairtex, if I'm not mistaken, for the belt, and then she lost to Fairtex, to Stamp Fairtex, in a close fight. So did Janet Todd, didn't she? So those two fighters are definitely very good fighters. I wonder why it's on the prelims, because that's why I'm looking and checking again. But it's the last fight on the prelims. Two very good and veteran fighters of the game in kickboxing. Difficult. Janet Todd is like very good and like with all the basics and everything, but Kai Ting Chuang is like this forward pressure fighting style. Like she's just moving forward. You can throw bricks at her and she's not stopping. So I'm curious to see if Janet Todd finds a way to take her out, or if Kai Ting Chuang will just keep coming until it's over. I think I have to go for Kai Ting Chuang. Wouldn't be surprised if Janet Todd, like as a veteran, pulls it off, but in this case, I think I'm going for the Chinese fighter. Then when we're looking at the main card, we have the return of F Ting, E.T. He got hyped a bit like a year ago or so. He's fighting Daichi Abe from Japan. He got hyped a bit a year ago or so, until he just got brutally knocked out in this fight. That was not funny. That was like within the first few seconds, and then it was all over. And that looked brutal. So I'm glad that he's back. I think he had one fight already back. He's now in the third last fight here on this card. So good on him. I'm still not sure what to make of it, because I haven't seen much of him before, and then he got hyped that much, and then he walked in and just got knocked out. Daichi Abe, every time I see him, he's like he's got very good basics. He closes distance very well, I think. Difficult. I assume that F Ting simply has trained in the aspects that he lacked in over the past, like even more so, that because it's been like made obvious in the brutal knockout. So I think he recovered there, and he's probably train in those aspects. And yeah, I mean, since it's in Malaysia and he's the local hero, because he's hailing out of Malaysia and New Zealand, I think Efting might pull it off. Wouldn't be surprised if Abe takes it. But yeah, so I think Efting might have this one. Then the co-main event is Angela Lee, Golden Girl of One Championship versus Michelle Nicolini from Brazil. And you saw me now looking at the card because I don't know Michelle Nicolini. And it's kind of sad because it's a strawweight title bout. Where because Angela Lee is still the champion in the strawweight division. Because in the last fight of Angela Lee, when she moved up a weight class, she got out fought, just outpaced. Didn't have any answer to her opponent there. The gas tank was just empty then in the fifth round. That was really shocking to see that such a young fighter who is supposed to have like this huge gas tank and youth on her side and everything ran out of steam. I was kind of shocked seeing that. So obviously I assume that Angela Lee in strawweight will just run through everybody. And since I haven't heard much of Michelle Nicolini, I'm very sorry. So I assume that Angela Lee will have this, and this is kind of like a fight to get her back on track, I assume, because unlike Sage Northcutt and so on, One Championship tries to protect Angela Lee as much as they can and try to hype her up as much as they can. So they wouldn't give her like another like super hardcore opponent right after she lost the last fight in the higher weight class. So yeah, I think Angela Lee's got this. Unless Michelle Nicolini watched the last fight, saw what to do, which is like just pressure. Don't give up if she takes you down. But that's easier said than done, and you need to be really flexible. Because if she has this armbar in, and you don't have those flexible limbs, you're obviously in a world of trouble. So I think, yeah, Angela Lee's got this probably, unless her head got messed up in the last fight and she's now doubting herself, which I don't believe because One keeps hyping and pumping her up. So yeah, Angela Lee got this. Then the main event, Featherweight World Grand Prix quarter-final kickboxing event, and this pisses me off so much. One Championship, that's bullshit. It's Giorgio Petrosyan versus Patch Morcott, Patch in the Academy. If you think, hey, wait, we had this fight before, that is correct. This like two events before this one, they actually fought already, and Patch Morcott won. And Giorgio Petrosyan and his team weren't happy about the way Patch Morcott fought, which is fair, but it was according to the rules. There was a referee in the ring, and so Patch Morcott, what he did was like jab, quick clinch, 1-2 knees, and out of it again, which is the rule for kickboxing. So it's not Muay Thai, right? So he didn't throw an elbow, he didn't do Muay Thai knees, which is just like going in the clinch, holding you down and just trying to knee your face off, or going somewhere to the body. He didn't do that. It was ugly. I didn't like the way he won, but he won. And if there was something against the rules, then the referee should have said, hey, you can't do that, and they should have deducted points. The judges clearly saw that he won. And now just because Giorgio Petrosyan, who I'm a fan of, Giorgio Petrosyan is amazing, but just because this famous guy with the big name, who's never lost in like the last 11 years, loses because his opponent has studied him and does a good job in neutralizing the doctor's offense. And then they complain afterwards, and then Chatri, the CEO of One, says like, oh yeah, right, that wasn't all cool. And now they set it up again. They overrule the judge's decision and the referee's decision to not punish Patch Morcott while doing those things. That's just bullshit. I'm disappointed by One Championship to do this. I like Giorgio Petrosyan. I'm a fan of Giorgio Petrosyan. I did not like the way Patch Morcott fought because it was not very attractive. Jab, maybe throw in a low kick, then go in the clinch, then 1-2, then push out again, and then do the same thing again. It was not fun to watch. It was smart, and he won. and that's it. And now going back and saying no, but bullshit. So yeah, I lost a bit of respect for Georgi Petrosyan and his team. I mean, you gotta do everything you can to, I don't know, maintain your name and being undefeated and shit. It's gonna be censored here and cut and everything. Maybe I'm too lazy to cut it. Sorry for swearing. But yeah, so I think yeah, Petrosyan probably gets this now because they're gonna tell the referees and Chatri and everyone gonna tell Pechmorakot to like don't do anything like in last fight. You can't clinch at all or something like this. So then he's gonna like hold back. As soon as he clinches, then the referee will step in and will say like, "Hey, you can't clinch." And then so probably Petrosyan probably just goes to his boxing and then outboxes Pechmorakot. That's how I see it ending. But yeah, not a fan of this, not at all. Overall, this card, I used to be happy when Angela Lee was fighting, but the last fight kind of showed us like her weaknesses. So let's see if she can overcome this again, and let's see if her opponent figured as much and tries to use the same strategy as the last opponent. Again, I think in strawweight she's strong enough to not fall into those traps. And then Georgi Petrosyan versus Pechmorakot. I do hope Pechmorakot wins again simply because it would be just the right thing. But I do think Petrosyan's got this. Okay, well that's the quick review for the one championship event, Masters of Destiny. In Malaysia, I still wonder when one championship will run out of names for their events. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't be insulting again. I know the accent, but come on, get used to it. There are more non-native English speakers than native English speakers. So anyways, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, you know how it goes. Next time, different setting. Or if you like it, I just try to keep the Chael Sonnen setting. I mean, he's never lost a fight, never lost a round, undefeated, retired undefeated. Why not just copy it? Bad Guy Inc. over here. See you next time.